To other news now, and 24 hours on from last night's storm, hundreds of homes in the Hunter are still waiting for the lights to come back on. The tempest not only hitting infrastructure but leaving several properties severely damaged, and the SES with a big clean-up.
A thunderous bang that rattled the region. An electrical storm tore through the Hunter around 6 o'clock last night, and YE was in the firing line.
I was in the shed and the storm hit, and it got very intense, so I opened the door, and when I turned around, half my house was missing. So
the roof of Daryl Pryor's house ripped off by damaging winds while his 2 grandchildren were sleeping inside.
when I found them, I was very relieved. They were at the front door, and grandson was petrified, but he's okay.
Across town, Greyhounds' Pets Shelter was hit hard, fallen trees causing thousands of dollars in damage.
Everyone's first concern here was, are the dogs okay? Thank goodness they were behind us in their night kennels, and the damage was over here in their day yards.
With gusts up to 70 k's in parts of the region, around 1,500 properties were left without power for much of the day in areas such as Cessnock, Talara and YE.
Huge amount of electrical activity in the storm. It's the biggest electrical based storm that I've seen in a long time.
The SES has spent the day cleaning up, with 55 calls for help in the northern zone following last night's storm.
A big thank you to the SES, because they were here and it was raining and everything when they were here, and you know, how can you thank them?
Kendra Jewell, NBN News.
There's been a subtle rise in house prices, with values for Newcastle and Lake Macquarie dwellings going up 0.7% last month. It follows a 0.2% drop in December and a rise of just 0.3% in January, according to CoreLogic. The median house value now sits just under $851,000. Experts say it shows some early signs of a boost to housing confidence as inflation eases. She's devoted her life to helping those in need. Now, Sister Carmel Hansen has been named Newcastle's Local Woman of the Year. After entering a Catholic convent at age 18, Sister Carmel pursued a career as a psychologist working with men battling addiction.
Congratulations, you're a very, very worthy recipient.
I'm very humbled to receive this award, and I accept it on behalf of all the women in Newcastle who have worked so tirelessly for the benefit of others.
Sister Carmel opened the House of Hospitality in 1991. Originally a shelter for men, it now also houses vulnerable women, children and asylum seekers. Rugby league great Rhys Duncan has been farewelled at a funeral service in Grafton. Mr Duncan tried his hand at a number of jobs throughout his life, but it was his sporting career he was best known for, starting in Kurri Kurri before representing his state and country and playing for Manly and Wests.
Another move was yet to come, with Rhys being offered a player coaching position back in Kurri, where he took the club from second last on the ladder to the grand final the next year.
Rhys Duncan was 92. Almost 10,000 people have streamed through the gates at Newcastle Showground for the first day of festivities. School students lucky enough to score a Friday excursion dominated the thrill rides and lines for Dagwood Docks.
On day one of the Newcastle show, entertainers were ready to rumble. And school students couldn't get out of the classroom fast enough.
Oh, so excited. Love the Newcastle show.
I come here every year. It's a wonderful experience.
There was a feeding frenzy at the animal nursery, while Swifties can find a tribute to the pop star at the Horticulture Pavilion. Wallsend Public School students taking out second place in a scarecrow competition for this Taylor's version. And those chasing a thrill face their fears on the ghost train.
Very scary. They take you in there, they chase you and everything.
One of the biggest crowd pleasers is expected to be the Cliffhanger Ride. It's making its Australian debut here in Newcastle today after being shipped over from the United States. Woo!
We cater for everybody. So your dodgem cars, the grandparents can drive with the grandkids, and right up to your thrill-seeking rides.
That extends to the show bags, with plenty of varieties on offer, but it's expected some won't stay in stock for long.
Birdie beetle. Birdie beetle's always a favourite. You can only get it at the show and people come and get their yearly fix.
Organisers say they'll keep pushing for a public holiday next year so even more locals can come and enjoy.
We really needed to have the kids here on Friday, not 1,400, we want 40,000.
Risa Utama, NBN News.
Cooler on the coast, still very warm inland.